trying to make this pirate trailer.
Growing up, do you remember this?
What am I doing with my life?
Hi, I've never made a video like this before where I break down how I go about making stuff, but I just thought it could be fun. So if you want to come along for that journey, then here we are together. I'm going to break down how I cut a movie trailer. Firstly, I wish it was for a real film. Maybe it will be one day. It's called Piracy. And if you want to watch the full thing, you can click the link in that description or wait to the end. I'll go through my timeline and we'll look at the process of how I assembled it. So this was for EDITFEST. This is a Film Supplies Editing Challenge. And the challenge here is that you had 30 days to make a 60-second trailer using their library of footage. This is how I went about creating my movie trailer for the film I wish existed called Piracy. Movie trailers are a bit of an art in themselves. Like, I love films, I love filmmaking. I also am fascinated by good marketing, and movie trailers sit in this zone of all of those things put together. Obviously, they're an ad, they're trying to sell the film to you, but very quickly they have to get across tone and character and story. You have to hook into the premise of what is going on, but you can't give enough away that people fully know what's going on. It needs to feel like, I don't know what's gonna happen, so I've gotta see it. And that's the recipe for a great trailer. For me, I wanted to really lean into the sort of the action thriller, big studio trailer vibe. And so I wanted to lean into those tropes of like cutting to the cadence of the music, hitting with those hits, really fast cuts, which is great for getting a lot of visual information across quickly. But even like, those action trailers always have like a one-liner before the sting, the title of the film at the end.
Remember me.
So I wanted to just do all that. So what I needed was a concept for my non-existent feature film that I'm going to be selling through this movie trailer. And of course, I had to involve pirates. So I was already cooking up this time-traveling pirate concept for something else. And I still think it's a good thing. So Netflix, Amazon, whoever, come at me, let's chat. But this was the idea that I came up with that I thought would work perfectly for this trailer. Let me read you the synopsis that I cooked up. Sworn to a life of piracy, a renegade pirate is mysteriously transported from the past to modern day. He quickly learns that piracy has changed. To uphold his pirate oath, he must learn a new form of piracy which is now under threat. Like, so bad, it's great. Do you remember this? I mean, if you were Aussie growing up, do you remember this? I think that's what inspired this whole thing. So I wanted to sit between Pirates of the Caribbean and this government anti-film piracy campaign. One of the most important things for me as an editor, but I know for anyone that's constructing a trailer, is music. And so for this challenge, before I even started looking through footage, I knew I had to sell it with music first. So what I did was I went to the music bed playlist that they'd supplied us, and I went through that over and over again until I found and set up on these two tracks, one by Rory and the other one by Blackway. I used 16 seconds of the first one, and then I rearranged and recomposed the other one, and I was like, that's the sort of zone. And so you can see, here we go. This is my timeline. It's just music. I haven't brought in any shots. I haven't done anything else. I needed to know, can I tell the story with music within 60 seconds? And if I can, then I'll go and find some clips. So should we have a listen? Let's have a listen to this movie trailer without any vision, without any footage at all. Such a good punch to start with. Feels ominous. That hit, I was like, Oh, I can imagine something there. Then we're gonna escalate it. Bring in the second track. And then get into the percussion. So I was like, I can imagine story unfolding.
Music bed.
Now we're escalating. It feels more dramatic, feels threatening. They're fighting something on the run. And that little gap that I wanted my one-liner for the trope of this trailer, and then the sting of the title of the sequence. I knew once I'd assembled the music, I'm like, well, that's the trailer. Like, you've sonically already told the story. Now I need the footage. Film Supply has literally thousands of incredible shots. And I was just scouring, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours was spent looking for anything that felt like an action thriller film, like explosions, punches, guns, car chases, anything that felt like pirate time periods. So I found the compass and the map. It was one of the first few clips I found, I think. Then everything on the other end of the spectrum, in modern day, like techie stuff, like typing on keyboards. I found this guy with it, where it comes around and that little red stuff in the background. I'm like, oh, that'd be sick if I could match me with him at the end. So it feels like Captain is now in the new captain's seat sort of thing. The pirate becomes the new digital pirate. But what I was really looking for as I was scouring Film Supply was a co-star, because I decided pretty early on that I should play the pirate, because I wanted to. So I needed a co-star. So I was just looking for so long to find someone who could be the modern day digital pirate. And I found this guy. I don't know what his name is. If you know this guy, I feel like he's Australian, so please let me know. For the moment, let's call him Craig. Craig has range. Look at this guy. He's at a computer. He's stretching after a run, which I then later reversed and turned into this dramatic sort of come into his eyes. Look at him. He's hiding in a phone booth. He's chatting in a car. There's so many clips of this one guy. Like, he's everywhere on Film Supply. He's appreciating a table. He's flirting with a lady. I think he's maybe in real estate. So Craig is everywhere. So he became my co-star, and I knew because of that shot of him driving and talking, I was like, I could maybe fake a conversation between my pirate and him, and hopefully that could fly. And then back to me, I needed to look like a pirate, so I quickly found a couple of things on Amazon and the local party shop. I was gonna look like this, like lean right into the Captain Jack Sparrow thing, and then I decided against it. It was too annoying, so an earring, a patch, something that was easy to then modernize the guy as he progresses. So like put a hood on, and suddenly he's still a pirate, but he's much more 2024. Ready to look at the timeline? Let's jump into my edit, and I'll just tell you a bit more, and then we'll finish this video because it's been going for ages. Sorry about that. So here's my timeline. I want to just go quickly through some of these clips. Forgive me, I've sort of stretched things in how I've set this out just so you can get a better view of the timeline. But very quickly, I open on I made the EDITFEST logo red, so you could feel like it's instantly like, oh, it's dramatic. And obviously you can see the pirate flag in the background. With that pirate flag, I also have over the top, screened into it or overlaid or something, this Film Supply footage of a cave. So I'm trying to link the cave and the mystery of the cave with the pirate within the first 2 seconds so that I'm not wasting any time. I'm like, oh, it starts within 1 second. It's like, oh, this is a pirate movie. This second shot, I want to tell you about it. I actually struggled to find any pirate footage. I ended up finding this shot, but it was just a wooden ship. And if I can zoom into it, look at this. Can you see this? I comped this little flag onto the mast. So like I motion tracked the ship, and then I found that flag elsewhere, and popped it on, just as you do. Then I obviously found that compass, the map, and then this second shot was another one that I needed to do some work on. The original shot looks like this. It's a shot of a ship without any pirate flag, but I put that in After Effects. So tiny you can't tell. And it looks like it's quite developed. And I wanted to get rid of that, make it feel like it's an untouched part of the world. So in After Effects, I used generative AI and I completely wiped out that coastline. Then I also added a cave entrance, which you can see here. That was over in Photoshop. I just asked it to make me a cave entrance. And then I manually moved this with keyframes so that it matches. And then to top it off, I put this lens flare over the top. So it just cooks in and bakes in all of those effects that I've popped on top. Then we've got a whole bunch of cave footage that I've overlaid here. And I didn't want anyone to meet the pirate yet, but I wanted to give glimpses of the pirate. So if we look at this shot of me, I was literally standing against a wall with my phone and just bringing it past me so that the flashes of light happen, and I just fade that shot in and out over that little montage of cave footage. And now if you blink and you miss it, you'll miss like 1 or 2 of the frames where I have overlaid myself in that same position. That's like the film supply footage there. Then obviously cut to black. I knew I wanted to have a piece of dialogue, the guy sort of coming to grips with where he is. This shot, it's not necessarily a POV, but I wanted it almost to be like it's disorientating. Next shot was one that I shot with thanks to my mate Jono, who in his lunch break came and met me on the roof of a car park, and we shot this shot so that it felt like, you know, the city is right behind him. This is the original shot with me looking around, freaking out. Some more city shots, and we introduce our viewers to our co-star, Craig, I think we called him. Found that shot of the camera tracking him, and I was like, this could help me establish the pirate sort of stalking him. And that shot helps to do so, obviously. Then some more shots of him just walking. It feels like he's being followed, and that was my easiest way to sort of connect these two characters without actually having filmed with both of them. Then I needed to use that truck as like it's a wipe almost, like time's passed, and you hear the pirate come in with this sort of threat of like, you gotta tell me everything. And so you're sort of meeting the person we've been following. It's become suddenly so close and serious. Now, of course, I couldn't help myself. I love it when text design sort of does this stuff. It goes into the into our next scene. So another device getting us into a passage of time. It's a completely different setting. I didn't really want snow-capped mountains, but this was such a good shot for helping the viewer feel like, oh, okay, time's passed and we're no longer in the city, and this looks like I can relax now. It's not a threatening place, they're side by side. And then you get this scene of the guy in the car, like I said before. Then I sat in my van and put blue up next to the window. It was so badly done. Like I lit that I was just using the sun. And it was a real struggle to key that, so don't look too closely. And all I did was grab his shot and blow it up and flip it, and just had it in the window of the blue. It's like, it worked okay. It's so quick, right? And then the police are chasing them, and he's okay about it. So like, you can see he's like, he doesn't really care that much, but things are about to escalate. So you got these quick 4 frames per shot of just different things. As soon as you see the Pentagon, you know, oh, this is starting to get serious. They're a national security threat. It's like the government is now after these guys. All you need is a guy with sort of 60s era glasses and a phone, and you feel like it's Catch Me If You Can. There's a chase is on. So typing this shot of me, you can see I wanted to include a shot where the pirate has now become more modern. Like you can see the character progressing, trying to adapt, and like it's all nonsense on the screen, but this is it's trying to symbolize here, like he's learning the new era. As soon as you see a gun and another government guy, you're like, oh, they're cracking down. It's getting more serious. I want to show you this shot here was another film supply, great shot of the punch in the rain. And so what I did was go and film myself at night and I just set my phone with the light down, so to sort of emulate that sort of street light. There was no rain. I just overlaid that afterwards, and I sort of think that worked. Like the combo of both of those shots together, the close up and then this come around with a swing. It was fun. You got Craig here starting to, like, he looks a bit more panicked than he's looked previously. And in the background, it looked like it was a more makeshift sort of thing. Like, sort of feels like, oh, this guy's on the run. He's in a hideout. They've been disconnected. He's not with his pirate friend anymore. They've been separated. SWAT teams are escalating things. Car chase escalating. Hit, fire. You know, some sort of violence. Oh, this one I gotta show you. Okay, so I didn't even need to because it goes for like 3 frames, but can you see in the window? I don't think it even works in the final grade. It's just all too dark, but see that guy? I just did this into the camera, and I was proud of that. Obviously, no one will see it. It's moved so quickly. Cave, I threw a cave in just because I thought if you saw a cave, you'd be like, oh, so what's gonna happen? Are they going back to, is the pirate trying to go back in time? Or has the government found out this guy's come through some hectic portal? I thought a cave shot would be cool. And then this final shot of Craig, I don't know if you can see, but I thought there was like this beautiful look in his eyes. He's sort of smiling, and it feels like it's pained. And what I was imagining is that Craig here is almost like the sensei is become so proud of his Padawan, of his apprentice. It's like he's finally learned the ways that even though they're separated, even though they're like they're not together, he's watching from a distance like, you're doing it. And so then we cut to this film supply shot of it coming around, and then I obviously spent a little bit of time of matching this shot of me for the final line of dialogue, so it felt like it was the same person, same shot, before it gets to that guy with the actual glasses. Here, let me have a look. This is the real shot. This is the real shot here of the camera coming around, and then you see it's not me, it's this guy hacking the mainframe. So in After Effects, what I did with this shot, I shot it really badly, but I knew I could sort of fix it. I quickly extended the red thing on the side, you can see. I then made it darker to try and match the original shot. I put a whole bunch of blinking lights in the background, because that was in the other shot. And then I darkened the top of my hood and the rest of my face, and I tried to just, so that I could highlight my eyes so it felt all a bit more dramatic. Then of course, boom, straight into the title sequence, looking glitchy. That's the same pirate flag as the beginning shot in that first 1 second, but what I did was digitize it, make it feel like it was on a monitor, lines through it, sort of screwed up a bit of chromatic aberration, and then these final little pieces of credits, I just tried to emulate exactly what a film looks like in the end of a movie trailer. Experience it in IMAX 3D. Can you imagine this film in IMAX 3D? Man, I wish I could go and see that. That would be ridiculous. I hope you've enjoyed this little deconstruction. Let's play it through one last time so you can see all of that put together. Here we go. This is the movie trailer for the film that I wish existed, Piracy.
Pirate legend speaks of these enchanted caves. It says he who enters journeys into the future. What a strange new world.
Modern piracy continues to surge with millions of dollars lost.
Listen, I know a pirate when I see one. And you're going to tell me everything about this modern piracy.
Yeah, I'm a digital pirate. I run the world's biggest website for pirated content. It's also why they want me in jail.
Teach me everything. I swore the pirate oath and I'd be a man of my word. If this is modern piracy, then yo ho ho, it's a pirate's life for me.
So there you go. Thanks again for watching this deconstruction of how I cut a movie trailer. I'll see you in the next video.